our REST API is built in Java, and we use Java RESTful endpoint documentation that comes out of the unit and integration tests. So we have a lot of API endpoints around master data validation, and you're most interested in the payments API. You can also define recurring payments over the web API. So let's go first to what you're mostly interested is the payment API. And basically what we can do with this part is we can validate a payment and we can save a payment. Save a payment means push it to CB Pay, right? So this is initiation, as you have had it on your architecture overview. So we call this endpoint that we use for initiating save payment. A put request is used to save the payment initiation request. So what you see here is all the attributes you can send over there: amount, currency, purpose, sender, account, BIC, IBAN, name, address field, phone, account. So the usual stuff. And this is used to initiate the payment. And what you get back from it is an ID for later reference. What he has on his machine is basically a Postman to trigger the REST API, which you see will go to localhost, API payment save. And on his machine is CB Pay up and running, and also the REST API interface of CB Pay. And once we have triggered a payment, we will go into CB Pay, look at the message that comes into CB Pay there, do 1 or 2 manual steps to send it out to Swift or SEPA, and then bring it down to file system and have a look at the file, right? So in this first example, Tobias, you have the euro payment.
Yes, exactly.
So which is has an IBAN, an address field, etc. And we will trigger our Java REST API by pressing the send button within Postman. Here you get a payment ID, which is the internal reference in CB Pay. Then Tobias goes into the approval part. For demo purposes, we made a manual step in between, such that you get a look of into CB Pay. It can be done, of course, completely automated. So this is right now set up that we have a look at the corresponding message within CB Pay. So here he pushes it out towards output processing, right, Tobias?
Exactly. Yeah. I need to merge the payments so that it could be processed in a later step. And once it's outgoing, we need to route it. So we have output routing, where we find the message again.
Yeah, maybe you open it for details to get it. So here you can have a look what is basically within the SEPA record.
So right now it's pack 008. It's going through my output, and if you want the details, we have the details of the payment, and of course also an XML version of the file.
So it's already prepared for going outwards, and once Tobias will press basically the send job, it will go out. And now is the payment route that we are currently use for demo is prepared in a way that he uses the file system as output, which could be your MQ system as well. And there is the message prepared for SEPA specifically.
So the message that we just sent as a PAX 008.
Okay, now we do the whole thing again with the British pounds, and it will result in a different payment route, different payment ID. We go into CB Pay again.
There we see the British pounds. This step can also we will show it in the last payment.
Yeah, you don't see it in the output routing because this one is. Oh no, this is not the automatic setup.
Exactly. Here we have a Swift payment that was created. Of course, we can also see it here. This is just the payment that we had in NT103 old format. Exact. If I create a send job, I will have it here. And this is the old format from the MT103. And the last one will be in Australian dollars, with a different amount, of course. We get an IP, a payment ID. And this one is directly routed, so you just need to merge this one. We won't have anything in the output file, but
yeah, we will, but it's so fast you don't see it.
Yes, exactly. But we can still see that here it has been outputted. The outgoing, we have a new file, and right here it's already on my folder. And this is the it's a new ISO 008.
Okay.
Exactly.
So depending on the criteria you set the whole system up is where you can decide on where a payment should go. In this case, we had the currency, but you can see that depending on certain criteria, which can be anything, you can either choose the output format and you can choose the output destination. So you could, for example, put an MX ISO into an IBM MQ queue, and you put I don't know MT103 into the I don't know Active MQ or somewhere else, or the Azure Storage Bus, or wherever you want to send the file to.
And the variables are currency.
He just opened the if you open this again, there's a tab criteria. The first criteria is what kind of file format are we talking about?
Yeah.
In this case, we set it up for MT103 only, but there you have the list of everything you might need, let's say.
Yeah.
And then you have all the in this case MT103 criteria, which is like the old the 57s, 59s, 56. You have the country, you have the original customer, accounts or BICs, clearing codes, countries, whatever. And in this case, all we set is the currency in Australian dollars.
Right. Yeah.
So basically,
but you can use everything here.
Yeah. Cool.
And Tobias, if you change the format from MT103 to, for example, to PAX 08, you see that the criteria changes. So depending on what kind of information is available in a certain format,
yeah,
you can use different criteria depending on what you're trying to clear here at the moment.
Yeah.